Hey guys, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a knife video for you. Today I've got a first impressions on the Kansept knives Shikari, designed by Morgan Cohens, who is a phenomenal knife maker and designer. He's got a couple of he does these crazy fixed blades that are so fantastic. There's one in particular, and I'm not the model is escaping me, but I've tried to buy one a couple of times, and what always happens, either one, they're all already gone by the time I get to it. Two, I just he posts them for sale at the moment when I don't have the expendable cash. Or three, he'll post three or four, and the ones that are left are kind of outside of my budget. Anyway, so it hasn't worked out yet, but I am definitely going to get my hands on a Cohen's custom as well. For now, this is the knife we want to talk about. And the first thing I have to say, guys, is address the elephant in the room, which is this knife looks a little ridiculous. What we have here is a Damascus blade, okay, which is a nice looking Damascus blade. I have no real issue with this blade. It's pretty cool, pretty attractive. Moving over here, we have the Damascus bolster and Damascus clip, both of which look fantastic on their own, but combined with this fat carbon handle, it doesn't really work. The lighting in here is not ideal, so it's more notable if you go outside and you can really get a full sense for all of these materials. But let me first say, yeah, the combination here is not quite right. So what I'm going to do, I've already got a solution. I figure I'll share this with you as part of my first impressions. What I'm going to do is post this knife on one of the knife groups that I'm in and make the suggestion or put the offer out there that if someone has one of these and would like to upgrade the scales to this, this is, okay, so if you just look at this all by itself, look at that. It looks phenomenal. That fat carbon, the Arctic Storm is gorgeous. I love the look of that. So someone will be able to put this on their knife, and they'll be able to send me the scales from their knife to put on mine. Now I'm going to have to be a little bit picky about it because it's got to be a color that's going to tie in nicely with this Damascus, right? I want this to look really, really cool when I'm done. So I've got to kind of, so that's kind of the plan that I have in mind. And so that's, I would, before I do my full review and discussion of this knife, I will have made that switch, and we can talk further about that. All right. Now, the other thing is this knife is big. It's, large and dramatic. Most of Morgan's knives are that way. Certainly his fixed blades are that way, and his folders as well. Remember the Bestech Togata had like a 4-inch blade. We've got a 4-inch blade here. Actually, let's grab the ruler and we'll just do a quick rundown. I don't normally do this, but we're kind of measuring on the fly. So we've got a 4-inch blade. You can see that there. When I close the knife, you can see about 5¼ inches overall length there, maybe a little bit even more than that, maybe 5 3/8. So very substantial knife. Obviously, tons of grip area. All right, 4 inches of grip area, 4¼ inches of grip area, which is plenty. Now, these are not lightweight knives. The weight on this is going to be certainly noticeable in your pocket. And that's at the weight on this is a not unsubstantial 6.1 ounces. Now, 6 ounces for me, for a knife I'm going to carry, is not a big deal, but I know for some of you that would be, not something you're interested in dealing with, which is totally fine. All right, now before we kind of move totally away from this, I'll just quickly point out a couple of things here. We've got this bolster lock, which is great. Nice smooth action. I've got the action on this is incredible. And Kansept knives, all of the knives that I've handled from Kansept have been very, very good. Okay, and this is no exception. Obviously, we've got Damascus backspacer here. Overall, really, really nicely done. I do know I've seen some variations on this, and I will say the clip right? If we just look at the clip together with the um, scale, it's not bad, but it's still not great. So anyway, the scale is definitely going to be going, and I'll be switching it out with something else. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to play out, but as I say, I'll put the offer out there and I'll kind of see what kind of comes back. Um, having put all that out there, what are my initial thoughts about this knife? It's big and dramatic and comfortable and useful. I'm pretty darn happy with this overall. I like the blade. I think the Damascus kind of suits this dramatic big blade. I know some people said, "Oh, this is sort of a working man's knife," and Damascus. Well, I mean, it's 9CR Damascus, so it's going to perform reasonably well and hold an edge reasonably well as well. But having said that, again, most of these, most of these come with a 20 CV blade, and I'd be pretty happy with a 20 CV blade as well. I will say this did come from White Mountain Knives. It was the last one they had in stock, and I think the reason they still had it in stock is because the look of this doesn't quite jive. So I'm going to make some modifications to this, but my initial impression is, like, if I don't, just holding the knife and deploying it and feeling it in hand, it feels great, and I really do enjoy it. Now, I just wanted to see if I could choke up here, and you really can't. You're kind of stuck back here, which is fine. The thumb ramp is great. The ergonomics are great. The pocket clip going in and out of pocket works really, really well as well. It's just the color combination that doesn't really work. I mean, I don't mind fancy materials. I have some knives with fancy materials. It's not a big thing for me, but they do need to be well thought out, and perhaps these aren't as well thought out as they could be. Um, so, that's my initial thoughts on the knife. I love the size. I love the action. I love the design. I think this is probably the best design that Kansept has, and of course, probably, it's my fondness for Morgan's work that pushes me in that direction. But I've looked at a lot of their lineup, and I've had a lot of Kansept knives, and I do like them. But this is really, really good, and stands out to me from their lineup. So those are my initial thoughts on the knife. I will come back with a full review once some changes have been made, and I can fill you in on how the little project that I've adopted here comes out. My light just died, so that's a good indication that I need to quit. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out White Mountain Knives and use my discount code SHARPSTUFF. We will talk to you soon.